What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Fresh Take review. I got with me Brandon Poole. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, Jake?
All right, so we are going to be looking at The Witcher season 1 on Netflix, and this is going to be spoiler filled. So I gave y'all more than enough time. Y'all had over a month. You had over
Yeah,
a month.
I
You had
mean,
more than enough time.
with the whole Netflix culture, like, I mean, everybody binged the shit. So come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah. If we're being completely honest, the majority of us binged it. So, all
Yeah,
right. So, what we want to talk about the good, the weird, and what we think will take place in season 2. So, one of the things that now, first thing first, this is not based off of the game. I feel like I have to keep saying that. This is not based off the game. This is actually based off the books. So, if you
yeah.
go in there thinking certain things, and you're not understanding why certain things happen and why you won't see certain characters because those characters do not show up until the second and third and fourth books. So
Look. I really didn't know what a Nilfgaard was until I watched this because I don't
yeah,
remember this being in the games.
I don't either, especially that first one.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
was
Like
saying that's,
I don't. I may have. I mean, I guess maybe I overlooked that, but I'm like, okay, well, that must be more from the book because, and I've never read any of the books, which
yeah.
I probably need to because I heard it's awesome.
Yeah,
But
they're actually really good. I'm looking into trying to find them. Of course, now it's kind of hard to find them, but I'm looking
yeah,
into finding them. But the thing is, I did like that some of the monsters were from the book and the game. There was especially a
yeah,
couple of them. So
yeah.
um, that's this. Now it's only 8 episodes, and the first like 4 episodes are all over an hour. I know that sounds a little bit long, but they do a good job of actually setting up the overall narrative, overall story. So I think that's kind of needed. That's the one thing I do like about Netflix. Yes, they only do as many episodes as needed, but those episodes can be however long they need to be.
yeah,
And then I think that's very important, especially in a series like this, because you have to set certain things up, especially characters like Yennefer. I think Yennefer was a standout to me of the entire series of season 1 anyway.
she
Um,
did stand out very big. Like she, it seems like her character was just as important as Gerald, if not more. From what they were trying to do with the first season at least. I don't know if you agree with me on that, but she was a she was a big deal, and I was like, okay, all right. So they kind of started with that. So yeah, she's very dope. She's very beyond dope, and the lengths that she went through to get to what she wanted, I'm like, okay, she ain't playing. She ain't for the play.
yeah, and I have to say, like that scene where they showing her go through the process of ending, like so every time there's a sorcerer, if you make it through that tower at the end, they pretty much give you a makeover. That's from what they say in the actual season, because they have the biggest metrosexual I've ever seen in in all of Dark Ages fantasy.
Wait. Who
I'm
you
like
talking about? Wait, who you talking about? I'm trying to
the
remember.
guy, the guy that they had in the sorcerer tower, the guy that
Oh, is
was
that the
doing
dude
the
that
artist.
yeah, the dude that fell in love with the humpback
No,
Jennifer.
not the black dude. The white dude that they called him the artist. He looked like he was straight off of
Oh yeah,
Queer Eye from the Straight Guy,
yeah,
medieval
yeah,
edition. I
yeah,
was like, this dude is off the chain. I love this guy because he was just
yeah,
hilarious. He was hilarious to me.
yeah,
But the stuff she went through, because they essentially they pulled her womb out and they showed it, and that
yeah. That was kind
was
of gross.
disturbing because
Yeah.
I was expecting them to like play with it a little bit, like show her going through the pain, but not actually show them take the womb out and throw it in the pan.
I mean, it looked like it was about to be roast Chuck
Yeah,
before like putting it in the pot.
I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Side look, quick sidebar. Now I've never seen this the actress got the one to play Yennefer. Anya
Anya Kalatra.
Kalatra.
Yeah,
Yeah, where is she? What is she known? What other
I
movies or shows have she been in?
actually do. I don't know. I have not seen her before either,
Okay,
but I don't
so
think this is her first. I think she's European, so that's probably why I haven't seen none of her stuff.
okay, because I was like, yo, they did some good makeup because they was like, because like when they made her ugly, like as far as deformed or whatever, like
Yeah.
I didn't even see like that transformation was a was a mug, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Oh, now when she came out, now when that's all over with, and she get her glow up, and she come out with the glow up on, I'm like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. She was straight stunting on them hoes in
I'm
that
like,
ballroom.
God. In the words of my good buddies from college, God damn, was what everybody said when she walked through that door.
She was stunting on all those majors, nigga.
Everybody was like,
Every last one of the majors.
damn,
She was
girl.
stunting on them. She was
Yeah.
and look what was so funny. She was like, "Yeah, bitch, I look better than all you other bitches."
Yeah.
Like,
And it,
that's kind of how she walked out. Like she like her glow up slow mo
yeah.
walk was fierce.
And it wasn't like it's not funny, but it was funny to me because I knew exactly, like you said, she was just straight up like, yeah, bitch, what you think now?
Exactly. She like she knew she was hot stuff. Like you couldn't tell her otherwise. You know what I'm
You
saying?
couldn't tell her shit.
You can tell her shit. I was like, okay,
Straight up romance the king in front of the motherfuckers.
for real. But look though, I want us to talk about the interesting decision of them wanting to jumble up approximately three storylines,
Oh yeah.
which covered about 30, 40 years
Yeah,
time
let's talk
frame.
about that. Let's talk about that. So, okay, so one of the
Yeah,
things about this season, and you don't know it at first because one of my complaints with this season is the fact that they don't do a good job of explaining the passage of time. So when the first episode starts, it starts with a battle. Okay,
yeah,
that, at that point we are in the present
yeah.
for one character. Well, for two characters. We're in the present for Geralt, and we're in the present for Ciri.
Siri, yeah.
Those are the two characters we're in the present for. Episode 2, we're not in the present anymore. We're back like 30 years. We're in the past
Right,
30 years.
right.
For Yennefer.
So
For Yennefer. For Geralt, we're back in the past probably about, I'd say, 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Because that's when he
Because
meets up with Jaskier.
so episode 2 with Yennefer, like just to kind of make it clear. So that was more. They say from what I was and I was looking at some of the reviews and when I did go back and watch it, but apparently that was episode 2 was pretty much with Yennefer. That was 30 years before the
The war.
Nilfgaard
Yeah, before the Nilfgaard
attack.
war with Sintra.
Okay.
Yeah. That was 30 years before.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Good.
yeah.
Okay.
And so and this is the thing you have to keep in mind. So for from episode 2, for Yennefer, Jaskier, and Geralt, it's all in the past. Every time you see Ciri, it's in the present.
It's yeah, exactly.
It's
Exactly.
it's it's
Anytime you see
her.
her, that's
Yeah,
present tense.
yeah.
You
But
see Geralt, that's back
yeah,
in the day a little bit.
yeah. Geralt, Yennefer, and Jaskier. Anytime you see them, they're in the past until you get to episode 6.
Okay, was it
Because in
episode six?
episode 6 is when Yennefer, Jaskier, and Geralt meet again, and this time it's more close to right before the Nilfgaard attack. Episode 7 and 8, we're in the present.
So that was the episode where
The dragons, your favorite episode.
okay. So wait a minute. Since you kind of brought that up, can can we kind of do a little deep dive of the fuckery of the CG with
Well,
that, or like, do we need to just touch on that a little bit later? I mean, because I don't
we
want
can
to
touch
jump
on it
in.
now because the simple fact because that's what the next thing I want to bring up. One of the things that I actually liked about the season was a lot of the CG, especially in the earlier episodes, actually was very good. Especially like the episode 3's fight with the Striga.
Yeah, that y'all.
They did an
That
excellent job. So
that was look, they did better CG than what Game of Thrones entire last season.
yeah, some of that stuff was good. So much so to the point that, but when you get to episode 6, for some reason, in episode 6, the CG budget goes way down. So much so
They
to the point where it's laughable.
they sent that to China, didn't they?
I don't know what they did. So
They
one of the
kind of
things,
had a low budget at the time. What they kind of like start off strong and was like, okay, we ain't got that much.
we ain't got
We
that
ain't
much
got
more
that much
money left.
we ain't got much left in the budget, man. See, we need to send it to another third party that'll do it a little cheaper. I mean, was that what it? Nah, I'm joking. I don't think I don't think that Netflix would slack in the budgeting department because they freely give out
Yeah.
money to their content. They invest in their properties very, very, very well.
you,
I don't know what happened with that.
you know what I think it was?
What was that?
Because a lot of the CG stuff is based off the artist model and artist render. Maybe they had a different artist come in for the dragon part, and they were going off the artist's model that they chose. Artist render that they chose, because we don't get to see that part of the process. We don't get to see, like, sometimes you see them when they have those books in like Barnes and Noble, or you go to a comic book shop and they have like the visual stuff from the artists and stuff. We didn't see that. So I'm wondering if they would just take it, okay, this is the artist that we have and these are the dragons that he did. Let's see if we can bring that to life on the screen, but it was a bad drawing, because that happens. They don't always get it right. Perfect example is Sonic. That first trailer for Sonic last year.
They didn't they do a terrific job fixing that?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
That's
so
clear sidebar, but
yeah. But I think that's what happened in this situation. But it still doesn't stop the fact that, like, from the inconsistency in the CG is an issue for me personally, just because it looks so good in the first 5 episodes.
Well, I think I know
good.
why, Jay. I think I know why. Because during episode, during the what is it when he was fighting what is it, the Striga?
The Striga, yeah.
Okay, so that's a night setting. I think when it comes to the CG stuff, man, if you notice, a lot of good CG when it's a dark theme, it looks better. It looks more believable because of that. Now, episode
especially
6,
when it's monsters. Yeah, especially
exactly when it comes to monsters. Now, with episode 6, it was bright, and you see this golden ass dragon that was talking with this with his 2 bodyguards from
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
It looked crazy.
Yeah.
A little bit. So I think depending on the type of artist or team that you have to make it look good, like if it's a daytime setting with CG, if you notice, it kind of looks a little. And this ain't just Witcher. I mean, I've noticed it like
Game of Thrones, like even Drogon. Like Drogon was the best looking dragon, but the 2 other ones, Rhaegal and Viserys, they look bad from time to time when they did it out in the daytime, especially the bigger they got. But the best one, they always made the one they always focus on was Drogon. So they made him. You could tell it was a concerted effort.
Yeah.
To make that dragon look the best.
Yeah. Well, and they did good with strict budgeting with HBO because they is much more strict. So they went with
what paying all that damn money.
Exactly. And so for that, like I don't really get too upset depending on who does it. But like if you notice with daytime, they like a bright theme type of CG. Like when Disney is behind something, do you notice how banging that looks?
Yeah.
It depends on who doing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It
very
depends
true.
on who doing it, man. So they kind of what was the name of the episode? Rare species was that
Yeah,
the
a rare
one?
species. That's the one. Yeah, a
Yeah,
rare species.
the golden dragon was kind of weird looking, but but honestly, I don't think it took away from the story, but it did stand out to where it's like, all right,
Yeah, it's like okay, y'all were doing
okay,
so good with the CG until that point.
yeah, it was a
But
little,
it was that whole episode. 'Cause even that little, I don't know what that other little starving, the monster that was starving that Sir Elric dude killed for no apparent reason. Like there was literally no reason to kill it, and he killed it. And even Geralt was like, dude, he was just hungry.
I feel
Like
like that was a waste of
that was a waste of resources if they were gonna do it like that.
like why would they even focus in on this dude? Like that, I feel like they could have used that time to do something more with the main characters. I don't know. I thought that was kind of pointless of using that weirdo guy. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the weirdo knight that
Yeah.
they pretty much killed quickly so
Yeah.
so they could get
Kill him
past his
on.
ass.
Yeah, because I mean, it didn't really move. I feel like that part didn't really move the story at
Mm.
all. It was just maybe it was just filler, and
Yeah,
and and I understand that, but
yeah, because
it,
yeah,
it, it seemed a little pointless to me, man. But
yeah. Well, and that's true. Now, another thing that we got to give this show props for. Now, look, I know a little bit about the martial world, martial arts, and sword play and all that. So yes, TV show and movie sword play is a lot different than how these get down in real life. But for the purposes of what they were showing for this series, the fight choreography was good. It was great.
it
It
was
was
really good.
damn near
Yeah.
amazing, dude. So I thought they did a good job. Yes, nobody would normally spend that much in a sword fight because you would get stabbed in the back pretty quick if you spend that much. But like I said, it's in fight choreography in movies and TV shows, they try to show it as kind of like a dance.
Yeah.
So they can hit all the proper beats. And I think they did a good job from the first episodes, fight in the street, where Geralt pretty much shows everybody that you ain't better than me. And from
Right.
the fight, one of my favorite fights in the episode where uh, Geralt and Jaskier go to Sintra to see the lioness and her
Oh yeah.
daughter's thing. That fight was good. Can we do? I love the lioness of Sintra. That actress, she did a good job of portraying a badass queen that really don't care nothing about Destiny, and it's basically like, if Destiny come to my house, I'm gonna cut his head off.
She was so anti Destiny that she was willing to. She like and if you noticed, that is what killed her.
Yeah, and she realized it at the end.
Her not wanting to abide by the what was this what was
The
the name
law
of
of
it, the
surprise.
law of surprise, this type of creed, like basically if I do like how's it go,
So
so
basically, what happens is, if I do a favor for you,
right,
you have to repay I have to repay your kindness. If you claim the law of surprise, then that means whenever either you want to or whenever something happens and you're in need, I have to gift to you whatever it is you need. Now, the interesting thing is, in that episode, so Geralt comes to the aid of the knight who had been cursed.
mm-hmm.
They wipe up the flow with everybody. They stop the fight, and that's when you realize that the lioness's daughter has some kind of otherworldly power, and it's pretty much destroying everybody in the freaking ballroom until the court magician and Geralt actually bring her down and calm her down. The curse is lifted. The knight that had the curse was like, okay, what can I give you, Geralt, for helping me? Geralt, being an asshole that he is, like, I claim the law of surprise. He's like, he said it like
Yeah,
flippant, but the thing was, you can't say it flippant because it's real.
right,
He didn't
because
believe
it's
it either.
something because it's something that people really do respect. I mean,
Yeah.
like in this world, is it set as law, or is it more of a superstition?
Well, it's set as law, but people at the time that we're in, people have come to just say, "Oh, it's just superstition," but it ain't.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because this is exactly what happens. Like
Right.
his laws are probably when her parents, because when Siri's parents die, they died at sea. At that point, Geralt was supposed to be her caretaker.
Right.
Due due to the law of surprise, he's
Law of
supposed to be
surprise. Right.
her Siri's caretaker. The Lioness was like, "The hell with that. She my only family. I don't give a damn about destiny." So Nilfgaard comes. Now at this point, that the because we're gonna get into this Black Knight, the James Bond villain that got rejected, and he's mad because Rami Malek got it and he didn't. Um, he basically, the only reason why he won that fight with her. Now we don't see the fight. I wish they would have showed that. The only reason why he won that fight with the Lioness, because the Lioness at this point is older.
Right.
So if the Lioness had fought like back when they did that whole banquet, which would have been 20 years before the start of this series, she would have wiped the floor with them dudes. But ergo, that's the problem. That's another the issue. Now, the thing about Geralt was like, look, man, I basically claimed the law of surprise as bullshit. I didn't mean it.
Right.
Destiny didn't care what you meant. it did not care what you meant. So he has to abide by said law of surprise, and he doesn't want to do it, which is what the whole crux of that sixth episode, when that gold dragon who reverted back to a human straight up said, "Look, man, I'm gonna go on and save you a lifetime of pain by telling you some painful stuff right now." And he basically, dude, you don't get a choice. You should have never said it.
You should have never said it, and now you gotta you said it, so now it's your destiny, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the other thing too is witches can't have kids. And
well, so they say.
And
yeah, that.
And the other thing about that is Yennefer can't have a kid either. And Yennefer wanted to have. She wanted, once she got her womb taken out, she kind of wanted it back. Now that she's fine, she kind of wanted it back because she wanted a kid. So
that's why she tried to get the Jinn,
dragon
right?
heart. Yeah, that's what she tried to get a dragon heart, because she wanted.
Well, that was another attempt, but I thought that one attempt, was to or maybe I'm thinking wrong, because wasn't it that because she wanted her womb back, like the Jinn could have offered that somehow?
Yeah, well, she was trying to get the Jinn's power to augment her own and kind of like heal her insides.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
that was the other thing about that, and then that whole situation. So I think like in that's what made that whole little thing, because you could already see it. They're going to be a family. It's going to be Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri's going to be their child, basically.
They kind of I was going to say okay, well this is setting up perfectly for season 2, so that way Yennefer can
be a mother,
can be the mother in this situation.
Geralt gets the love that he's always wanted, which is Yennefer, and he gets to have a child, which is Ciri.
Right.
Even though like Ciri is probably more powerful than both of them, technically.
Right. But she just she don't know about it as of yet, and she just hasn't tapped into that. But
yeah.
But I feel like the Witcher knows. Like, okay, yeah, she got
something special with her because Destiny wanted him to take her.
Yeah, because for Destiny to keep like his
fucking with him, basically.
Especially someone like him, like he drives everyone away from him purposefully, and for some reason, it like his path keeps going back to this girl.
Yeah, no matter how far he tries to get away from.
How far he tries to get away from it, so he's like, you know what, shit, fuck it.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what he said. Like at the end of episode 6, when he pretty much like goes off on Jaskier, because all Jaskier was saying was like, dude, you keep saying that you don't believe in destiny, but it's clear that you need to go do this. That's all Jaskier was saying, and he got pissed and pretty much claimed it was all Jascare's fault when really it wasn't. Can spend a minute talking about the best character in the whole series, Jascare?
Yeah.
This dude is off the chain.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to him. So Jascare he's the bard, the comic relief, the normal guy. He's the regular Joe of the story in this fantastical world with monsters, witchers, sorcerers. This dude is a womanizer, a bad womanizer too, like a womanizer to the point where he go mess with all the kings and lords' wives and mamas, and that's why they want to kill him.
Right.
Which this is brought up a couple times in the show. But he's a good singer, and the thing is, he's actually Geralt's only true friend.
Mm-hmm.
To which Geralt tries to get rid of him, but the fact is Geralt actually likes having him around, and as a viewer you can see it. You're like, 'cause dude, Geralt is the type of dude, if he didn't want you around, he'd just kill you and walk on.
That's what exactly, because he's just I mean he's a witcher. He was kind of brought up a certain type of way. So for him to allow this dude around him
And keep coming around.
him showed us the viewer that, you know what, he actually likes this guy.
Yeah.
And you know, and so part of that makes me think, okay, so that keeps him from going too far deep into darkness. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because
he balances him out.
He balances him out. So it's like so whatever human is left in him, you know, he wants that around him because of that.
Yeah, and the actor that portrays him, he does a great job, because there's a couple scenes in there where you're like, dude, he, like, when he finally gets saved from the djinn that was the magic that was killing him, and he was in there with Yennefer, and Yennefer half butt naked, and he wakes up and he's like, oh, so did we and then she starts painting that M4 on him. He like, okay, this chick demonic, let me get the hell out of here. Like, he goes from wanting to smash to like, okay, you know what?
Yeah, you know what? Let me
get up out of here. And then when Geralt finally gets there, he's like, hey man, nice to see you. Yeah, you know what? We need to go. Like, is he from the A? I mean, the way he was talking, like, yeah, we got to get the hell up out of here. Like, well, we need to go save her. We can pray for her on the way out of town. Best line ever.
so you know, when you brought up, that particular actor, can we give a shout out to Henry Cavill for his performance?
Yeah, the haterade for Henry Cavill is misplaced, I have to say. Look, Henry Cavill, people say he can't act. That's bullshit. The man can act.
That's complete bullshit.
Yeah,
what they're looking at is the character of Superman.
Yeah,
which is a bullshit person to play on screen.
Anyway,
and me and you, we have conversations about this. Yeah. And you know my hate for Superman.
Yeah, which is warranted.
Which is warranted. Yeah. And a lot of Superman fans don't like him either. I mean, if we being honest and keeping it 100. But Henry Cavill, look, let me tell you something. You can tell that this dude was so serious about this role, and then when you told me that, oh yeah, no, he played all the Witcher games, and then
he's a gamer.
So when I went back and watched, I was like, you know what, he altered his voice like the guy that did the voice on the video game.
Yeah,
if you go back and hear that shit, it sounds just like him. I'm like, oh.
Go back and listen to it. Go back and watch when he does the magic signs.
The magic signs and like the cadence of his voice. Like, you know, like the way like it was kind of, like in the beginning I was like, okay, it comes off a little corny, but then like I had to appreciate it later on. I was like, no, like he's actually this is actually how Geralt would sound.
Yeah, this is actually a lot how he would sound. Now I will say, one of the other things, because I think that the acting overall, even some of the smaller side characters, they all did a great job.
Yeah, they all did a great job. You know, it's just I think maybe for the mixed reviews that it was getting, is I think the pacing was the problem.
Yeah, because the first three episodes, well, especially episodes 2, 3, and 4, it felt like we were doing side quests. It
Right,
did, because they,
right.
they they had like a monster mystery, or this thing is happening. Can you help us, Witcher? And we go off and find said monster or do investigation, like the Striga episode. But like I said, that was probably the best one of those episodes because it was really a detective story. And when you found out what was going on, you're like, "Oh, y'all rich motherfuckers need to die.
Yeah.
Every
And
last
then
one of y'all
and
rich
then the
noble
whole
need to die."
then the three storylines with the different time frame
Yeah,
that I think a lot of people were like, "What the fuck is going on?" But I didn't catch it until maybe episode 5, maybe.
that's when I called it.
Yeah, around episode 5, I was like, "Okay, I know that there's three storylines." I was like, "Well, hold on." And it just started making more sense as to where, oh, okay, this is years before
Yep.
Siri.
Yeah, because it was a line that Jaskier says when he runs into Geralt. He's like, "Oh, it's been 10, 15 years. Who knows?" And I'm like, "Whoa,
That's
wait,
right.
what?
When they were
Like,
in
wait,
that
what?"
cave, when they were in that was the so that was the present. Was that scene the present or was that the past?
In episode 5, that was the past.
Okay,
That was
so
still the
that was the
past.
past
Yeah, because it was
in
like
that particular episode.
it was like 10 or 15 years after the banquet, which was in episode 4 with them,
Exactly.
and he
Yeah,
had just
yeah,
ran
yeah.
back into
That's
him.
right. That's
Yeah,
right because it was like, it's been over 10 years since that
yeah.
crazy shit that went down at that banquet.
Yeah, and then Josh Gare was pretty much because his girl put him out. He was messing with another noble chick. She put him out, so he was hoping, you know, his old buddy Geralt would,
Kind of shoot him some bail
yeah,
a little bit,
and
basically.
and the problem with Geralt was he hadn't been sleeping, so he was already angry on top of being a Witcher. So
Right.
he's just pissed, so much so to the point where he was going to look for a djinn to make him go to sleep.
Yeah.
You get 3 wishes off a djinn, and one of them was to put me to sleep.
Yeah. Like once I figure out the time frames that they, I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I personally don't think it was executed that
It,
well.
No, because that line that Josh Gere says is a throwaway line, and you
Yeah.
have to be paying attention to hear it because he says it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
He really does say it like it's absolutely nothing.
It
So
was just it was a throwaway. Yeah, exactly
yeah,
like you said. It was just kind of like it was just within conversation. Like, oh,
yeah,
what's it been? 10, 15 years?
yeah. So you kind of
I
have
was
that,
like, 10,
like,
15 years. I just saw you, this motherfucker
yeah,
reacting with him on episode 4 or
yeah,
3. What's going
which was
on
right
here?
before this episode. So you're like, what the hell? Okay, all right,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
It was weird. But then I was like, okay, well that's then once you figured it out, it's like, oh well, that's kind of cool how they did how they did that. It kind of told it, it was genius in the way to where where people will, well, how some people do a series of this magnitude, and it's like, oh, I like to get more backstory on
Yeah,
this particular character. Well, you got backstory and present story all packaged into one
yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, that's why I don't think. That's why I think, like, for the purposes of this particular series, it needed to be in this format, because if you try to do a Witcher movie based off the books, just a movie, it's not gonna work
Right,
because of the
right.
simple fact that, like, you don't have enough time with the proper people. And Josh Gere, whether you want to believe it or not, he is a main character in the story. He's not really a side character. He's actually a main character because of his relationship to Geralt. So, and Yennefer, actually. So it's one of those situations where you kind of have to, like, certain characters, you need them in there. Once again, Lioness of Sintra. They gave her a good episode where you got to see, oh, she was the truth. Yes, she was. Like,
Who? Wait a minute. Which
the,
which
the
one?
Lioness of Sintra, the queen, the
Yeah,
Lioness
yeah,
of
yeah,
Sintra.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They gave you an episode,
Central.
let you know her
Yeah,
her
yeah,
sword
yeah.
play was dope, and she really was the definition of the word killer.
Yeah. I
So
liked you know who I liked whenever old girl joined that Nilfgaard joint.
oh, Fringilla,
Fringilla,
yeah,
yeah, the sister
she went from being timid to
to just gangster.
yeah, she was Lucky Luciano on there in these parts.
So yeah, and she's like she like evil. She was like, oh, you know what? You are disposable. You
Yeah,
may
bye, bitch.
use your resources. I don't give a fuck if you die
Yeah, I really don't.
because that's what your sole purpose is to be on this particular squad. Which I was like, okay, this bitch is
Look,
evil.
look, I gave you a Versace cloak. I'm getting that mug back in a second, and I kept the receipt. So just go on and do the power like I told you
So
to.
so can we? Okay, so you know that and I know we're kind of jumping all around the place, but it's fine.
Yeah,
The fight scene, the war, the last on the
the
last
last
episode.
episode. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can we give a shout out to the portal where they shot the arrows in that motherfucker, and the portal ended up right in front of the people, and the arrows hit those people?
Oh
That
yeah,
was a dope
yeah,
move right there. So like it was like a mage. It was a mage fight. It wasn't your average sword and shield
yeah.
and horses and boulders hitting the tower on some Game of Thrones
Nah,
type
it was
shit. It was
nah.
this was a magic war.
Yeah.
It was mage versus mage, and
And
it was hot.
the mage that had the swords that he kept replenishing till his mana went out. His
Yeah,
chaos went out. I'm like
yeah.
that dude. I'm like there was some cool shot. That's why I said like once
There's
again
some cool shit in
now
there, man.
in this episode the CG's back on point.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm
Yeah.
like,
So like the only mishap was the dragon.
the,
Honestly,
yeah, it was that
like
inconsistency. It was the
it was an
inconsistency.
inconsistency. Look, the dead dragon looked better than the gold dragon.
Yeah, really.
That's I was like, oh, it's like they must have had was on like a time limit, and they really couldn't
Yeah,
do touch ups the way they could have. And I know we're going back
yeah.
complaining about this one gold, which really didn't take away from the story,
Nah.
but it was annoying to see. And that kind of I'm with
Even
you, where it's like you know like that kind of yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It didn't take away from the story, but it's like, yo, like I need a consistency. I'm with you on
yeah.
that.
And the thing is, the actor that played the goat, he did a great job. I've seen him somewhere. I want to say I've seen him on Doctor Who or Sherlock. I've seen that actor somewhere, but he did a great job. That was the thing. I'm like, y'all got a good, dope actor, and y'all, come on, man.
Yeah,
Don't
he's
do this
awesome.
man like this.
I could have swore, wasn't he in one of the Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
I could have
I
swore he
don't
was
know.
in Return of the King, but I'm
He may
probably
have been.
wrong.
I don't know. But like
I'm
I said,
probably wrong, but he looks familiar.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. 'Cause I know I've seen him on. I want to say I've seen him on Doctor Who, and I think he was on Sherlock season 2, one of the Sherlocks.
Oh,
In season
okay.
2, I want to say he was on.
See, I'm about to go back and watch Sherlock. I'm about to watch
Yeah.
all the seasons before the new one, because the new one's supposed to drop this year, right?
It's
The
supposed to be
last
this
movie.
summer, from what I understand. Yeah, it's supposed to
So
be
it's
this
gonna
summer.
be just gonna be one more movie, or it's gonna be like a couple of episodes.
I gotta look and see, because I think there's only like two more books, or it might just be a movie. I don't know.
So they might just each
Might,
episode was a book.
yeah,
So they're probably it's gonna be 2 movies they're gonna do.
yeah,
They're gonna put it out as series. Both are gonna be an hour and a half, like
yeah.
they've been doing. Because
Like they've
last
been
season
doing.
it was like three
It was,
episodes. They
yeah,
were like an hour and a half each.
yeah.
So, but
So
yeah,
that's that. Yeah. So overall, I like the season. I think they did a great job. Yeah, they had some unfortunate issues with some of the episodes, but I think like they're gonna be able to fix them. And the showrunner, she did say season 2 is not gonna be the 3 timelines. We're gonna move forward with our actual story. We're not gonna do it like that, which I'm like, thank you, because that was confusing at first till you figured it out.
yeah. Well,
So
you know what? Like I feel like it was like they like she had it in mind for, you know, if this does well, then we can just move forward with
yeah,
season 2 and 3. Because how many books are there?
4, I
because
think. I think
there's
it's
four
4.
books, and from my understanding, this season covered
Book 1.
one and a little bit of two,
Yeah.
or it's kind of like leading into book two, right?
Yeah, because like that ending scene where Geralt and Ciri find each other in the woods and they hug.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
she says,
yeah,
"Who's Yennefer?" Because
yeah,
basically, she telepathically heard
it,
Geralt like
yeah,
screaming,
for Yennefer.
shouting her name or whatever.
Yeah, and before anybody say anything, no, Yennefer's not dead. So
Of course, she's not dead.
yeah, they're
Like
not
she's
gonna
like
kill
a
the best
main part
character
of the
in the
story.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're not gonna kill the best character in the series in
yeah,
season 1. All right, because no, they're not doing that. So,
yeah,
but I will say this: she did go out like a soldier. I like that. That when she took the fire from all them shots that they took and blew it right back at them,
yeah.
beautifully executed. But
Great
um,
execution.
the
I hope
only
to see more. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, no, well, the only other thing that I want to talk about before we go into what we think season 2 will be
Okay.
the Black Knight. The Black Knight from Nilfgaard. This dude had the evil British scowl too much. He needs to cut out. He needs to tone that down.
You
Because
know what? The quote unquote main villain, he didn't scare me.
no, because he looked like he went and auditioned for James Bond, lost to Rami Malek, and got mad.
How you get all that in there? That's hilarious. But but it's very accurate at the same time. How did you come up with that so quickly?
Because he looks like a James Bond villain with a permanent scowl on his face. Like they wouldn't give me James Bond, so I'm gonna come into this one and just give him my James Bond face. Like, dude,
Yeah,
you
it
are
was
not Doctor
kind of
No.
it was definitely 80s. It was 80s bad guy
Yeah,
scowl. Yeah, I was getting major 80 cheap corny 80s scowl.
yeah.
It was a little corny. Like it wasn't convinced. Like he doesn't convince me as like a true threat, especially the Yennefer. Like
Oh hell no!
like yeah, it's like she could literally just crush his larynx and fuck him up
yeah,
from like the other like and then jump into a portal and like do like a WWE move.
yeah, like Stone Cold Stunner or something.
Yeah, like Stone Cold Stunner. But
But I think
yeah,
they're setting him up for Geralt and Yennefer up for Fringilla.
that's what I'm thinking because she seems like the real threat.
Yeah, and
Because her powers is going to get even more just like Yennefer.
well,
So
and on top of that, she's already mad at Yennefer because she never wanted to go to Nilfgaard to begin with.
that's right because Yennefer was supposed to go to
When Yennefer
Nilfgaard,
was
right?
supposed to go,
Yeah,
and she never wanted to go.
and Yennefer was
And
like, Yennefer was like, "Fuck all y'all,
yeah,
I'm out of here."
yeah,
Like I'm not about to go nowhere I don't want to go, and y'all really can't do nothing to me because I'm more powerful than all y'all. And
yeah,
y'all ain't really gonna do shit. Like she probably she kind of put it out. She kind of put it out there without really saying it.
yeah. Her glow, like I
Um,
said, like we said, her glow up episode was basically a major fu to everybody in that sorcerer society.
everybody read her HP points when she was.
Yeah, they did.
It was like, damn, she got 100,000 KP.
Off rip.
Off rip.
Damn, I'm at 50.
Yeah, damn.
Not not 50,000.
Exactly. I'm just at 50. I'm on some bullshit.
So,
But
yeah,
yeah, man. I mean, like, the Black Knight. I'm like I don't know
he's
unless
laughable.
he's laughable unless you're gonna unless they show more of it because they really didn't show a lot of him in this first
No,
season.
they didn't, and they did make him the scowling villain. That's a pet peeve of mine in shows is when you have like this scowling mustache twirling villain. I hate those guys because this ain't the 1930s, and I hate the mustache twirl. I just hate them.
Yeah,
They piss me off because I think it's poor writing. Honestly,
they need to learn from if you're gonna do villains, right? Watch a few episodes of what we just talked about, Sherlock.
yeah. Oh yeah.
The the way that they do villains is like, and I know it's totally two separate things, but I'm saying we're in a conversation of a villain, and if you're gonna go that route, like go the route of that because somebody like a Moriarty or something like that, man,
Yeah,
like it's like
a
okay,
cerebral villain that you don't even know
cerebral, yeah,
is the
yeah, no,
villain
no,
until it's too late.
exactly, thank you, exactly. That's why I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
like who is this dude? So
yeah,
like I feel like I feel like I'm not being fair because it's like okay, we got to give him a chance to actually shine in season 2, which I think that's what they're gonna do.
yeah. Because like most of the stuff you see him in this season really is the one-off shot or the lingering shot or him shooting an arrow at somebody. The most he did was when he was talking to that shape-shifting dude and they got into their little tussle. But other than that, you really don't get to know him that much. But the problem is,
Yeah,
it's just I hate when they do that. That that scowling face, mustache twirling. Dude, just I don't like villains like that.
yeah,
It's just a pet peeve of mine. Now, as far as like I said, for the whole season, I think they did a great job. I'm actually looking forward to season 2 because
yeah, me too.
while a lot of people like to compare this to Game of Thrones, I don't really see it as that on that comparison, but I do understand why people compare it. But I think like as far as the setup is concerned, I think I like this more because it's more of a story driven narrative, not as character driven as Game of Thrones. Well, see, Game of Thrones always talked about the battle, but you never got to see it.
Right,
You get to see the battles in this. That's why I kind of like Lord of the Rings and Witcher a little bit more than I like something like Game of Thrones. Not to not Game of Thrones. I like to see, like, if you tell me about a battle, I want to see the battle. I don't want
right.
to just like I don't want to just hear about
Yeah, I don't
the
want to hear
outcome.
about it. I
Yeah,
want to see. I want to see. Well, because Game of Thrones was based upon was really on some
political thriller
and
types.
political thriller shit, and we always heard about the great fight and what the Mad King did, but we never
Yeah,
saw the shit. It's like I want to see the Mad King like fuck some shit up. I want to see it,
yeah,
but they
mm,
never did that. But I mean, this is HBO. I get why they didn't, but
yeah,
yeah, man. Like and it's really interesting the way you said that people are doing a comparison of Game of Thrones in this one. I like for The Witcher to really go into detail about the different lands and the worlds
yeah.
because that was kind of dope to me, and they really just touched on it. So I'm like,
And they can probably do that in subsequent seasons because like this one really kind of just focused on Sintra and Nilfgaard.
yeah,
So we could probably get into some of those other lands and some of those other sorcerers, especially like the brother that was messing with Yennefer when she was a hunchback. He's in a whole nother part of the continent doing like archaeological findings and digs and all that stuff. So it'd
right,
be interesting to like see what they find because I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back too because that's
yeah,
one of Yennefer's few friends that she actually has, like friends,
yeah,
because she don't really
yeah,
have that many either. So that's why it's
yeah,
like perfect for her and Geralt because like they're all standoffish and stuff like and killers. So it kind of makes for an interesting thing. So
yeah.
season 2, so you want to see more of the continent open up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I do because if you do that, you get more monsters, more awesome, cool shit.
Yeah.
You get more battles. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
They get
Okay.
to really open the doors on that. That's kind of what I want to see more of, and which I'm assuming that's what they're going to do
Yeah.
with
And with me, I want to see the Witcher stronghold because we didn't get to see it. It's not all the Witchers ain't dead. It ain't
right.
that many of them left, but they
It
ain't
ain't that
dead.
many of them left, but yeah, all of them are dead. And like I like to see a Witcher showdown with
Yeah.
like one of the bad Witchers out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying? And see
and
and see Geralt go toe to toe with this fool.
yeah. So and there's also Vesemir who actually trained Geralt. So I'm hoping they bring him in season 2 because he's alive in the books and in the games. So I'm hoping they bring him
Yeah,
in on season 2 because if they it'll be interesting to see like how that all reacts and I actually can't wait to see Jaskier meet back up with them because they're gonna run into him.
Well,
They're gonna have to.
they're gonna have to, and also, you know, the implied scene storyline of the Witcher's mom just kind of leaving
Yeah,
him for the
and the
Witchers to
fact that
train
she
him,
ain't, and the fact that she ain't dead,
and she ain't dead. Yeah, so
but she's
that's
clearly
gonna be
something else.
interesting.
She's clearly something else, but she ain't dead.
Yeah, so I want to know. I want to know more about that. I think we'll get some answers
Yeah,
on that, and we'll get like his true feelings and thoughts on that because that's yeah, that's some bad stuff, man.
yeah, that's some bad juju what happened to him, and
Yeah,
that's all in like the last episode. It's really like when you get to that point of that episode, it's kind of messed up, but you
yeah,
kind of get the feeling like she really didn't have a choice. Like
that's true.
it's made to make
She
you
kind of
think,
was put in a situation where it's like, okay, what
like,
leave
if you
him
don't do
to
this, I'm gonna
die
kill you.
or
Yeah, like you gonna give him us, or we gonna kill you.
right?
Type situation. Then she made it. She didn't out and say it. She just said, "Look, don't ask me why. Just know that I love you and I had to do what I had to do." And he was
Right.
going off because he was like, "Do you know like one out of 10 boys don't survive this mess that you put me through?"
Pretty
But
much.
once
And
again, I think it's destiny. I think it was one of them situations where it's like, look, he's special and he's gonna be a Witcher whether you like it or not.
well, it was she probably was backed into a corner. So it's like, well, I'd rather you go through this and have the 30 to 20, the 10% chance of
Chance to
surviving
survive it, yeah.
than the option of just
Running with me and you
running
die
with me and
immediately.
dying
Yeah.
immediately.
So
Right. So I think I think most parents, if they're gonna be put in a situation, if you're gonna even if it's a 5% chance,
you have to take
uh
that.
yeah, you have to kind of take that. So if the kid survives,
He,
which he did, he's gonna and if y'all meet up, he's not gonna he's gonna feel a certain way about you.
yeah.
But you got to eat that, you got to own it, and you got to explain what happened. You got to explain
Yeah.
your side of the story.
Which I
So
hope they do, like you said in season 2. I hope that comes up in season 2 because I would love to see like what has she been watching over him this whole time? Is she the reason why he keeps living in certain situations? Because there's certain situations he should have died.
yeah,
Is she the reason why he keeps surviving like impossible situations? He was supposed to die when them ghouls bit him. She saved him.
that's true.
So it's like what I want to know more about that as well. So yeah. So we kind of hit over an hour, but
Oh,
hey, a
oh
good
did we?
conversation is a good conversation.
Oh
I'll leave
man.
it at that. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. A good conversation is a good conversation. I enjoyed The Witcher. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about season 1. What are your hopes for season 2 since it did get greenlit? And we're probably not going to get it this year, but we'll probably get it like the first of 2021 just because it's probably going to take a while. They just got greenlit. I want to say like they didn't
So
get
we got to
greenlit
give it a
before the
year.
season went out.
Yeah.
I think they got greenlit like right before the new year. So
Right.
you got to give them time to write it up. You got to give them time to, get everybody back so they can do it. So it's probably gonna be 2021 before we see season 2, but I'm up for it. And just leave a comment. Let us know what you guys thought, and we will see you guys later. Peace out.
All right.